Yeah, how about we just let's summarize it, yeah? Let's conclude it. So, two things: being true to yourself, being honest about what it is you're going through, trying not to hide away from it, because
not be afraid to feel. I like that. Not being afraid to feel.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's important, and so that's where the thing about confiding in people that you know you can trust, people that you feel comfortable around, that you know you can trust around you, and who will keep you accountable. So those two things are how you navigate this world, because this world will chew you up and spit you out. It really will. It really will. So you have to be in charge of the way your life goes. So, and if you, I would hear someone saying, if you don't deal with fate, it will deal with you, right? So if you let things happen to you, they will. But if you decide to take charge, if you decide, you're gonna try to put these measures in place, whether it means talking to somebody who you trust every week, actually being honest about the problem that you're going through. So it might not be your mom who you don't feel comfortable talking to. It might not be your auntie. It might not be your pastor. It might be an older cousin. It might be an older friend in school.
It might be a stranger in a bathroom.
It's what?
I don't know if you've ever made serious girlfriends over a 15-minute situation.
In the bathroom, yes.
Honest.
Bathroom friends.
A short period of time. And then you move on with your life.
Those are so important.
I'm very passionate about bathrooms. I'm also very passionate about bathrooms.
Actually, one friend I still talk to today.
Wow.
That same way. So and sometimes you find those unlikely connections, friendly connections in unlikely places. You might go anticipating a connection with your youth pastor, but you find it with your school teacher. You might, you might find that kinship in a girl who's a few classes higher than you. But I think it's important, like we've all talked about here, it's important to find somebody like that. You have to actively do it. You really have to actively make that decision that you're going to find people who are going to edify your life and improve your life and take you to another level. So you have to surround yourself with those types of people. And then, again, like we said, being honest about what it is you're going through, what is it you're feeling. So yes, you have a crush, but don't hide it. You are feeling frustrated maybe with your school work and the workload you're dealing with in school, talk about it with somebody. Don't let it fester, and don't feel like no one is there to support you. There are people out there who will support you, who are going through the exact same thing you're going through. But you have to find them. That's a reality, I think. Sometimes it's about, walking halfway and having the other person meet you halfway. It makes sense. Which is why even as we talked about it, guys, we have not done that. We didn't do that among each other. We didn't go halfway and be like, I didn't go halfway and I didn't find out where Gakenia was. But we found each other towards the end of last year, Gakenia and I, and we were like, oh my goodness, we were talking about the same things. We were struggling with the same things. Imagine if Gakenia
Imagine that. That's
if we had talked about it. Imagine if we had talked about it intentionally through the years, right? How much of a difference it would have made.
Yeah.
So, it would have made a huge difference. And I'll never forget that conversation, Gakenia, because I remember it wasn't even meant to happen. You had passed by my place, right? Our place, and you came for lunch, because I was like, oh, we've finished our practice, come for lunch. We didn't necessarily mean to talk about these things, but we ended up talking about it. And I was like, wow, we're actually struggling with the same issue. So that accountability or that kinship, that companionship, just being in a place with people that you can trust, and even just being open and honest about these things. It might not work out. You might meet somebody who will tell you, oh, you know what, that's a little strange, or, maybe you need to think differently. You'll find those people. And I would say that there's ways to recognize the people who you don't feel comfortable talking to. So you might talk to them after a couple of minutes or whatever, and you're like, we're not resonating with each other, we're not relating in any way, and you let those go. But then there are those people who you're able to talk in a few minutes, and you're able to tell, I can trust this person with this thing that's eating me inside. So don't shy away from being able to approach those kind of relationships and conversations. So I think those are the two main things that we have drawn out of this.